Xbox Games Pass has ruined day one releases. And here's why. Um, do you remember? This is the thing. Is before I start off with the notes. Do you remember? If you ever queued up for a midnight release of anything?
No,
Never.
never. Never been that
Oh,
desperate.
never been that desperate.
No.
I haven't. I made Keith do it for me once.
Oh, that's fair enough. Get somebody else to do it.
Do I look stupid? Metal Gear 2. It was Metal Gear Solid 2 on the PlayStation 2, and he went and got it from Kingston and then drove back on his little moped. Xbox Games Pass, while offering a vast array and variety of games for a nominal fee, has inadvertently diminished the tremendous excitement and tradition with the day one games release. Um, the convenience of accessing a multitude of games, including new releases without significant financial commitment, has led to the casual approach to gaming. This shift has diluted the anticipation and fervour that surrounds the day one releases, as seen in the past events with things like midnight queues for games like Halo 2. Um, I always watch those things because there was always those mad things where you have like a day one release and like what was it, Grand Theft Auto 4. I'm sure I heard a story of someone getting a copy of Grand Theft Auto 4 and then getting mugged for it almost immediately after, which I thought was hilarious. Of all the games to get robbed on Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Um, so
And you
yeah,
can't nick at the same time.
yeah, that would have been really. Oh, maybe I don't know, probably. Um, but yeah, so the day one releases, yeah, it's not doesn't have quite the same hype. Think about if Starfield was coming out, yeah, physical media only, all right, and you had to wait for that disc to be dropped off by Amazon, yeah,
Yeah.
or by play.co.uk or whatever it was.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
where you used to
Yeah.
like get games from, yeah.
Yeah.
How are you going to be more excited when you hear that letterbox and the
Yeah.
drop
Mm.
than you are for 100% downloaded? But the
Yeah.
annoying thing now is that you put it in and then you still have to wait for 100% downloaded. It's it does, yeah, they're right. It does take out the fun of it. I think that Microsoft I think I like Games Pass, but I think from a business perspective, I think Microsoft may have shot themselves in the foot. Think about all the money they could have been making on those games. If it would have been like they put it on like a thing, so you have to wait a year for it to come to Games Pass, might make a bit more sense. Um, but they've done what Hollywood has done with streaming, thinking, oh, we'll have a stable income, but then they produce a load of stuff and not, people aren't interested. And they've got to keep people. They have their constant search for new subscribers to get them onto the service so they can eke out a profit, because that's the only way they're going to eke a profit out. Because the current subscribers they've got, you've got the churn, so you sit there and minus the churn. It's like that's the money that we can spend on games. And then from that point too, because people like Bethesda don't have to produce a game um, day one that's going on sale and it's going on digital, it's it doesn't quite have the impact, shall we say, without them thinking these things through. So I think it has removed that as like a marketing thing that makes life a little more exciting. I do kind of miss that old school nostalgia hype I've got in my notes here.
The thing
Plus,
is,
yeah,
the, the thing is, shops, game shops are disappearing. And all the game companies, apart from Nintendo, are going down the digital route anyway, getting rid of physical media. Then you've got no choice anyway, have you? You haven't.
mm,
But you're right. I mean, I prefer to buy, buy physical media and then wait for it to be posted, or actually go to a shop and buy it. But the only shops that are appearing now are your retro gaming shops,
mm, true. Because the retro gaming shops are the equivalent of the vinyl shops for records.
which is what
They really are.
HMV's turned into.
Yeah. So, but then again, if you're making money off of vinyl, and that's what people want. That's where the money is.
I think this is
Then
going to
go
go
there.
full circle. I really do. I think they'll get rid of. They'll carry on the way they're going with digital media, but I do think at some point um, physical physical optical media will come back.
Yeah, that's
Maybe even cartridge. I'd love. I know there's manufacturing costs, but you've got to get that demand, haven't you? And the demand is there in the retro community. So we'll see.
right. So I'd see when it comes to the physical games, yeah, I'd see the physical games being again back to the LPs being treated like the LPs. So what's that one that you always showed me that I have to avoid because if I start buying, I won't stop. Limited run games. So
Yes.
limited run games,
Yeah.
but they have the kind of.
There's limited run games and there's strictly limited, and there's a few more as well. Yeah. Yeah.
I have to avoid. I have to avoid stuff like that because it will turn into like a crack cocaine obsession for
Oh,
me. Because it's like, as soon as I get one, then I'll have to get another one,
I've had to
and then
curb it
another one.
myself because you don't get the game straight away. You have to wait until it's manufactured and produced, and they've got enough to make. So it could take 12 months. It could take 18 months.
Yeah, I think Games Pass is going to be a problem. I think Games Pass is going to cause the same issue that Netflix has caused for the film industry and the TV industry. Because at the moment, if you're a writer, yeah, in the good old days, you'd write a part of a TV series, it would get syndicated, then it get repeated on TV, and every time it got repeated with adverts, and you got a share of the money from those adverts, yeah, and you got a nice royalty check. Doesn't work the same on streaming. You get like a fraction of it. There's been writers been displaying checks for like kind of $30 for their work on streaming services because the royalties are so poor. And I think that you're going to get a similar thing here with this kind of Games Pass setup, but it should be because if you look at streaming services, back catalog stuff, that's the stuff that should be in Games Pass. The back catalog stuff. Still sell the new stuff. Keep the back catalog stuff. That's how I would have done it. But I ain't in charge of Microsoft. I don't look like Phil Spencer. Shall we move on to our next story?
Yeah.